leaving destruction that extended far beyond what anyone thought was possible. Honestly, who knew a fire could run marathons? Now here comes the not-so-fun part, the economic chaos. We're talking staggering losses, folks, billions of dollars. With many livelihoods turned to dust, the sight of charred landmarks felt like nature's version of a cosmic joke. I mean, imagine a historical site saying, "Surprise, I'm now a barbecue pit." The fire's impact on the community was like an unexpected horror movie plot twist, with loss of lives and many families displaced. Residents were scrambling like a game of musical chairs, seeking refuge in makeshift shelters during the chaotic evacuation. It's like a family camping trip, but without the SMORAs and with a lot more anxiety. You see, it wasn't just nature throwing a tantrum. There were also human-made factors at play. Investigations revealed years of environmental neglect and climate change were like the fire's sidekicks in this disaster movie. That's right, folks, we may have a plot twist here. It's not just the fire did it, but we've all been a bit naughty. And speaking of naughty, let's talk drought. Picture this. Years of below-average rainfall turned the landscape into a giant, flammable sponge. It was practically begging for fire to come along and light it up like the 4th of July. If only the weather had learned not to play favorites. Then there were those infamous Santa Ana winds, acting like overenthusiastic cheerleaders for the fire. These winds didn't just blow, they whipped around like a roller coaster ride gone haywire, complicating firefighting efforts. Emergency responders were probably thinking, can we get a break here, Mother Nature? Oh, and let's not forget about human mischief, accidental incidents, and, some questionable activities like fireworks turned the fire from a small problem to a blockbuster disaster. I mean, really, who thought lighting fireworks during a drought was a good idea? Talk about a real-life safety tutorial gone wrong. This catastrophe really drove home the need for better fire prevention strategies. The world was like, hey, let's take notes on how to avoid setting our backyards ablaze. Awareness of environmental impacts is like wearing a seatbelt. It keeps us safe and keeps our community from going up in flames. Reflecting on the Los Angeles fire of 2025, it reminded us of the strength that comes from community resilience. It's like when a family bands together to defeat the world's toughest video game. It's not just about surviving, it's about working together to rebuild and restore what was lost. Everyone's a hero in their own right. Taking a proactive approach to fire prevention and management is like having a fire drill at home. It may seem boring, but boy, it saves the day. Understanding the complex factors leading to these disasters can turn us from spectators into defenders of our own neighborhoods. Avengers assemble. And economically, yikes. The devastation hit like a wrecking ball, reaching hundreds of billions. Property and infrastructure were like those poor piñatas at a birthday party, utterly ruined. And let's be real, the long-term effects are going to linger longer than Aunt Mildred at family gatherings. Now picture this. The insurance industry was thrown into a whirlwind trying to deal with an avalanche of claims. It's like trying to find your keys in an explosion of Legos, overwhelming and a tad chaotic. With so many families affected, the stability of the insurance world felt like it was hanging by a thread. Oh, and did I mention the tourism sector? It was hit hard, folks. Hotels were emptier than a kid's lunchbox after a school day, thanks to cancellations. The perception of Los Angeles as a disaster zone added another cherry on top of the economic downturn Sunday. But wait, amidst all the despair, there were glimmers of hope. Stories of human resilience and community spirit emerged, showing acts of courage that would make even superheroes take notes. It was like watching a touching movie unfold where, for a moment, humanity shines through the ashes. Take Sarah Miller, a single mom, who found herself scrambling to evacuate with her kids. As the chaos swirled around them, you could almost hear the theme from an action movie playing. It highlighted how urgent and terrifying the fight for safety can feel when your family's involved. Evacuees flocked to makeshift shelters established by the community, proving that even in the toughest times, unity can provide comfort and safety. Volunteers were like the cast of a feel-good movie, rushing in to help, ensuring that no family faced the crisis alone. Now that's teamwork. The overwhelming support from the community showcased the city's resilience, reminding us that when disaster strikes, we're all in this together. It's like a family reunion where everyone brings their best potato salad. It's the spirit of cooperation that's vital for recovery and healing. The Statue of Liberty. She stands tall, waving her torch like a friendly giant saying, "Welcome to America." She's not just a statue, she's the global symbol of freedom and democracy. Pop on up to her crown for a bird's-eye view of the harbor. Just watch out for the seagulls, they can be a little too friendly, especially when they think you have snacks. Now, zooming over to Times Square, a place that's brighter than a kid's room after a candy binge. With lights flashing like a disco party gone wild, it's the heartbeat of New York City. Here, you can catch a Broadway show, marvel at street performers, or just try to dodge the selfie sticks. There's more of them than pigeons, I swear. And when you need a breather from all that buzz, Central Park is your go-to haven. It's like a big green hug in the middle of the concrete jungle. Here, you can stroll through sprawling lawns, enjoy a picnic, or even run a rowboat. Just be prepared for the occasional duck who thinks they own the place. They might even expect you to pay rent. Looking for a view? Head to the observation decks on the 86th and 100th floors. They provide stunning perspectives of Manhattan's skyline, perfect for snapping photos that will make your friends green with envy. Just make sure to hold onto your hats. It gets windy up there, and your hair might just end up being the next city landmark. New York City is a treasure trove of attractions. From the iconic Metropolitan Museum, where you can pretend to be a cultured art connoisseur, to the lively streets of Times Square, it's like a cultural buffet where every location serves a different, delicious slice of city life. Just remember to leave your diet at the door. It's not going to survive this journey. So, whether you're scaling the heights of the Statue of Liberty, soaking up the neon glow of Times Square, or ducking under a pigeon in Central Park, exploring New York City is an adventure that guarantees excitement. It's called the city that never sleeps for a reason, because the coffee is strong, the attractions are aplenty, and your all-night family fun has just begun. So, gather around, folks. If you want to keep up with all the latest shenanigans and feel like you're part of the family here, subscribing to our channel is an absolute must. It's like joining the coolest club on the block, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on the fun. Now, let's talk about that little bell icon, shall we? Think of it as your very own alert system, like a trusty butler who never forgets to remind you when it's dinner time. Hit that bell, and you'll be in the loop for all our updates. No more guesswork, just a sweet symphony of notifications singing in your ears. And before we wrap up, a big old thank you to all our wonderful viewers out there. You've been like the sprinkles on our cupcake, adding that special touch that makes everything sweeter. We wish you all the best and can't wait to keep this amazing connection rolling. Remember, we're all in this together, family style.